of St. Louis, Valley Sports Midwest, the heart of the fan.
On a beautiful Sunday in St. Louis, it's time for Cardinals baseball. We wrap up the homestand and the series with the Dodgers. The Cardinals have won 4 of 6 here at Busch and try to finish up taking 3 out of 4 from L.A. before we hit the road tomorrow evening. Hi again, everybody. Chip Carey, Brad Thompson. What a homestand it's been, and what a way to wrap up the homestand, Brad, with an outstanding pitching matchup today. Clayton Kershaw for the Dodgers, Jack Flaherty for the Cardinals.
Yeah, if you like pitching, this is the one for you, and both of these guys coming off pretty impressive performances. How about last time out for Clayton Kershaw against the Redbirds? All he did was 7 innings, scattered only 2 hits, and he punched out 9. We know the former MVP, 3-time Cy Young Award winner, he is dominant when he's out there. But you want to talk about dominance too, how about Jack Flaherty? Last time out, Chip, he was incredible. Jack punched out 10 last time out.
He pitched like the guy they envisioned coming out of spring training.
That's it. The velocity was up for him. He went to his curveball more. He stepped away from the cutter a little bit, but he had conviction in everything that he was throwing.
Well, conviction will be important today if the Cardinals want to take 3 out of 4 from the Dodgers. Giovanni Gallegos was certainly convicted with the final pitch of the game. Cardinals get strike 3, they get a win, and Alexa will break that down for us as we continue on Sunday at Busch Stadium.
Clayton Kershaw and the Dodgers. Cardinals looking to clinch their 4th straight series for hitting the road to Cincinnati. Hello everyone and welcome back inside our Valley Sports Studios. I am Alexa Dat, and as we talked about last night, pitching staff was incredible. Miles Mikolas going 7 strong, and then you had Ryan Helsley and Giovanni Gallegos coming in from the pen, and they were lights out. You got Miles Mikolas on. He has got all of his stuff. As you take a look, those 7 strong, 3 earned, 2 Ks, and then Helsley and Gallegos combining for 2 innings of work, 3 strikeouts, only 2 earned runs with them combined. And then maybe on that last at-bat, a little help from the home plate umpire. But hey, listen, some things going the Cardinals' way finally, because that was not the case at the beginning of the year. Since May 8th, the Cardinals pitching staff as a whole has been solid with a combined 3.45 ERA. That's 4th lowest in all of baseball. The staff has a whip just over 1, and they're averaging over 7 strikeouts per 9 innings pitched. When we come back, we're going to have more on Jack Flaherty on the mound today as he gets getting set to duel with Clayton Kershaw. That's next here on Valley Sports. Looks to cap a 4-game series against the Dodgers with another big day at the plate. When we come back, Chip and Brad will have more on Nolan Arenado and his 11-game hitting streak. That's next, right here on Valley Sports Midwest.
By BJC Healthcare, you deserve extraordinary care. And by Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the St. Louis area. Find yours at your Mid-America Chevy dealer. Nolan Arenado has found his stroke, Brad. He's riding a hit streak of 11 straight games, and he's had good luck against Kershaw. Maybe today's his day.
Been putting up monster numbers during this streak. 378, 6 homers, drove in 16. And to your point on Kershaw, 300, 5 homers, 12 ribbies. Could be a big day for Nolan.
Cardinals go for their 4th consecutive series win. If they take Game 4 today, they'll take 3 of 4 from the Dodgers and hit the road on a high note. First pitch from St. Louis is next. Cardinals have won 10 of their last 13, try to wrap up a very successful homestand with potentially their 4th consecutive series win. It's a perfect day, 76 degrees, low humidity, as Jim Hayes, Brad Thompson, and yours truly, Chip Carey, are with you from Busch Stadium. Yes, some of the fans seeking some shade from the sun. Cardinals Hall of Fame Umbrella Day. Those are good looking, and hopefully they won't be in use with, shall we say, the liquid sunshine here in St. Louis.
Well, it is going to be a beautiful day here, Chip, and the way that things have been going for the Cardinals here as of late, everybody pumped up to be at the ballpark. Excited to watch Jack Flaherty go out for hopefully an encore performance of his last time against the Brewers. He was so good, and the Cardinals with this opportunity. You look at them now, only 5 games back, find themselves in 4th place, just quietly creeping up the NL Central standings.
Look, you're under 500, but the race that matters is how far are you back or ahead in the division. And it's remarkable, Brad, in this 15-day stretch, the Birds have picked up 5 games in the standings.
Yeah, they're playing good baseball. As we all know, look, the Central is going to be one. It's going to be a very winnable division. I still believe it's going to come down to the Brewers and the Cardinals at the end of it. The Cardinals are finally starting to prove that they're the team that can actually fight for this thing.
And how about Jack Flaherty? You mentioned that a second ago. Coming off an outstanding start last time, out 7 innings of 3-hit shutout ball. Can he back that up against the Dodgers today?
Chip, I think that was the best that we have seen Jack Flaherty since the second half of 2019. The way that everything was coming out of his hands. He's making his 10th start of the season. And yeah, I do believe that he can back that up. We saw it, the Hyundai pitch arsenal for Jack Flaherty. The 4-seam, slider, knuckle curve, cutter as well, changeup, sinker periodically with those 2 pitches. I loved how he used his 4-seam last time, and I really like the look of his curveball. He pulled that out of the bag more often than we've seen him all season, and it was a highly effective pitch for him.
Dave Robertson, his Dodgers start play 2.5 games up in the National League West. This is their first stop on a very tough 3-city road trip. Atlanta and Tampa Bay next for the Dodgers. No Mookie Betts in the starting lineup today. That was somewhat expected, but sadly Freddie Freeman is in the lineup. Brad, got to find a way to get him out. They haven't done it yet.
Yeah, wouldn't mind an off day for Freeman, who's hitting 500 on this series. Now it's going to be a challenge for sure to get him going, and this is a big game for the Dodgers as well. You know they'd love to win this series. They haven't lost a series since the end of April against the Pirates.
So we told you about Jack Flaherty. We told you about the Dodgers lineup. Here's a look at the Cardinals defense presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Oscar Mercado gets the start in right. Brendan Donovan is in left. Standard alignment for the Cardinals, ringing the infield with the battery of Flaherty and Wilson Contreras. Jack Flaherty trying to even his personal record at 4-4 with a big game today. David Peralta will stand in the way to get things started on a perfect afternoon for baseball, and we are glad you're spending your day with us. And just a bit off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes for Peralta, hitting .216 on the year. A couple of hits in the series, but he's done some damage. A left-handed bat to start things off for LA. And there are some dramatic lefty-righty splits for Jack Flaherty.
Yeah, certainly has been an issue for Jack this year. Lefties hitting .342 against Jack. The righties .191. He only gave up 3 hits last time out against the Brewers. All 3 hits, though, were against the left-handers.
And LA stacked him against Flaherty today. The 2-0 pitch misses high and away. And one thing you know you'd like to see Jack have a little better luck with is first innings. He's had long ones. He pitched out of a bases loaded jam in that last start. Got a double play and then went rolling.
And how did it start? It started with a 4-pitch walk of Christian Yelich. Hoping not to repeat that.
Nick Lentz said that one's good enough, and Peralta faces a 3-1 pitch.
Well, this is where a well-located pitch down in the zone gets your ground ball, gets your out. He's going to be in swing mode.
That's tipped and caught, and it's a full count. The arch villain, if you will, is waiting on deck. Freddie Freeman. And he came back to get Peralta. Pulled a string on him. How about that sequence, Brad? Good start, 1 out. With that in mind, what are your Toyota keys?
Well, I think this is a good start to it. The key is back it up. That last outing again, one of the most dominant performances we've seen from Jack in years. The Cardinals need Jack Flaherty to be that guy. Doesn't need to throw a shutout every time out, but he needs to go out there, and you need to have that feeling when Jack's on the mound that you're going to win. I think they've got that right now.
How great was it last night to see Freddie Freeman standing in the on-deck circle after Mookie Betts took strike 3 with the winning runs on base.
You didn't need that guy up. Not that you don't have faith in Giovanni Gallegos or whoever else the Cardinals put out there, but Freeman has been on fire. Nice to see him here today as opposed to last night in the ninth.
1 ball, no strikes. And Freeman takes upstairs. Ball 2. He is destroying the Cardinals this year, and he has always destroyed Bush. 20 hits here since 2021.
Well, when you're comfortable in a place, you show up and do good work, and that's exactly what Freeman has done.
Little squibber. Flaherty pounces, bare hand, throws to first and got him. What a play. Don't you love it when the pitcher's the 5th infielder? Flaherty helps himself.
Chip, I don't know if I've told you this. Best athlete on the field right there in the middle of it. Jack Flaherty pounces on this thing. Bare hand to get Freeman. Only guy that's going to be able to make the play as Arenado is playing off the bag. And gets Freeman, who can move a little bit for a big guy.
Here's Will Smith. This guy is a really good player. I think he's maybe one of the most underrated players in the big leagues, and he plays in a big market and a team that's loaded with superstars. This guy just flies under radar and does great work.
Yeah, he does for sure. He hits for average, he hits for power, he calls a great game. And I like the idea of sticking with the fastball, at least early on here against Will Smith. Will hits a little bit of everything. You see that by his average, hitting 314 coming into the year, but he's hitting 354 against non-fastballs. Anything else he's crushing.
That skipped up. 2 balls and a strike for Smith. 2 up, 2 down in the Dodger first. Cardinals trying to take 3 out of 4 from LA and avenge a rough series at Chavez Ravine last month.
Well, already to this point, been an impressive homestand here for the Cardinals. Looking to put a cap on this thing.
Dave Roberts with a World Series championship in the COVID year. The Cardinals hoping to get back to postseason play this year. And the pitch is just a bit outside, and it's a 2-out walk, and that'll bring up Max Muncy. That's one thing, you know, Flaherty's trying to clean up. He's walked 30 men now in his first 10 starts.
Yeah, a lot of that trouble happened early. He had one about 3 starts ago, too, where he was hit with the walk bug. But overall, his control has gotten a lot better as the season has gone on. But you're right, the overall bulk numbers don't look good.
Be careful with this man, Max Muncy. We talked about his launch angle, his incredible power, his incredible patience at the plate. He's truly a 3-outcome kind of player.
Yeah, that's the thing that impresses me the most with the big time power he has is his eye, the selective nature. I mean, look at that pitch. That was a fastball just under the zone. He does not offer or expand much. Even in zone too. I mean, he's not up there hacking at everything.
Muncy 15 home runs. The Dodgers have hit 76 home runs. Might surprise you who has hit the most homers in the major leagues entering today's play. How many of you had the Tampa Bay Rays at the top of the pile?
Chip, I'll be honest with you. I did, but most people probably did not see that one coming. No, did not see Tampa Bay. First of all, we knew they've been a well-run ball club for quite some time, but impressive what they're doing on both sides of the baseball.
Little chopper off his foot. That'll hurt. And Muncy now with a 2-2 count. That got him good.
That squared him up. I mean, he barreled this thing right off of his own foot. It's going to take him a minute. Walk this thing off.
Oh. And I guess it's part of the pitcher's code of conduct. When that happens, you have to go right back in there, don't you?
Well, you know what? Why make him feel comfortable, you know? remind him what pitch hurt and try to throw it again.
But get it there with this guy. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Breaking ball, whacked foul. And Flaherty about to make his 21st first-inning pitch.
That is something that has been a trend here recently, is just longer first innings. Not necessarily just for Jack, although he did work out of a jam last time out against the Brewers in the first. Got a big key double play off the bat of William Contreras. Just overall in the pitching staff, the innings and the pitches have piled up in the early innings.
Jack got the first 2 outs with 10 pitches. The walk, of course, pushed up the count. Now Muncy faces a 2-2. JD Martinez, the next hitter. He's on deck in a scoreless first inning. And here it is. He got it. Impressive start for Jack Flaherty. Bookend strikeouts. Dodgers are down in the first. The Cards take aim at Clayton Kershaw next. It's a treat to watch one of the best pitchers of any generation go to work for the Dodgers. Of course, it's Clayton Kershaw's turn to pitch in the series wrap-up. Brad, as you check out his Hyundai pitch arsenal.
Kershaw has been so incredible the entire career. Here's how he does at the Hyundai pitch arsenal. The slider, the 4-seam, the curve, and the changeup. Uses the slider more than anybody in the game of baseball. Really leans on that thing, and certainly still has that big bender to finish off some of the hitters. He's going to be aggressive, just like we saw him last time out.
A lot of right-handed bats, as you'd expect, against Clayton Kershaw with that big curveball. Nootbaar, Goldschmidt, Contreras hope to get the game off to a good start. And look, Clayton Kershaw is pitching with a heavy heart today. He lost his mom, Mary Ann, a little more than a week ago. As this one popped out of play foul, she passed away. Clayton Kershaw has elected, obviously, to pitch in this game. After the Dodgers and Cardinals wrap up the series, Kershaw will go to the bereavement list and attend to his family. And all of us send our thoughts and prayers to the Kershaw family.
Absolutely. I couldn't imagine pitching and going through what he's gone through in the last week plus. But I'm sure that maybe this is a kind of a safe haven for him on the mound where he feels comfortable.
And so you figure he's going to be pitching inspired, even more inspired than normal today. 3-time Cy Young Award winner. Clayton Kershaw 6-3 on the year. The pitch. Strike 3 on a late call. Top of the zone. Nootbaar took it, and he's retired. 1 out.
I mean, very, very late call on a pitch that seems to be quite high in the zone. Newt didn't like it. Felt like I was looking at my computer at home where it's just loading. Strike 3. That's a tough one.
Paul Goldschmidt hitting .301. As you'd expect with Goldschmidt and Arenado, tons of head-to-head action with Clayton Kershaw from their days in the National League West. And an even count. Paul hasn't seen a whole lot to hit on this homestand. He's walked 11 times in the last 6 games. But to his credit, he's not expanding his strike zone. He's taking his walks.
Yeah, I think that it really helps knowing that you got guys behind you that can drive you in. I don't think that there's that huge pressure on Goldie that he's got to be all of the offense. Nolan Arenado is on fire. He's got Contreras directly behind him, so he can be patient up there. Only 2 for 14 on this homestand so far. You know, he'd love to add to that, but he doesn't have to expand.
Didn't mean to, but fouled it away. And we'll try again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Outman and Hayward very shallow in center and right. As Kershaw takes care of Goldschmidt. Back-to-back strikeouts and 2 are away. And a look at the rest of the Dodger defense presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. There's Jason Hayward playing right field for LA. Still one of the game's great glove men. Walter and Outman join him. Muncy and Freeman on the corners, and as we mentioned, Will Smith in harness behind the plate. Here's Wilson Contreras.
There's Kershaw just pouring in that slider we were talking about. Really uses that effectively to all these right-handed hitters. Ties them up.
And he is not messing around. No balls, 2 strikes. Kershaw trying to climb ever closer to the 3,000 strikeout mark. He entered play today needing 130 of them. And he's got his first 2 Cardinals on strikes today. And floats that one up and away. Ball 1. Max Scherzer and Justin Verlander, the veteran Mets, atop the active strikeout list. Greinke and Kershaw next. Wilson putting up a fight here. Nolan Arenado would be your next hitter. In this 13-game stretch for the Cardinals, they've been averaging 7 runs a game and have scored 91 runs. Driven toward right, but right at Hayward, who retreats. And Jason puts that away, and that retires the side. 1 scoreless inning in the books on a sunny St. Louis Sunday.
Dominant as we've seen from him in a long time. Jack told me this about it. It's just a place to start. It's on me to go forward from there. Chip, Jack told me Wilson Contreras, who was behind the plate in that start and is there again today, should get a ton of credit. Jack said, I may have shaken him off maybe 1 time all game. A lot of praise there.
A lot of praise, Jim, and the results certainly show that that combination, not just Flaherty and Contreras, but the rest of the staff is really working right now.
Starting pitching has been a problem, seems to have been stabilized, whether it's Kisner or Contreras. That's very important for the Cardinals, Chip.
And the numbers tell you that that is indeed the case, as J.D. Martinez leads off the second for L.A. And look, it is a small sample size, but the last 4 games with this man behind the plate, what do they say, Brad? The numbers don't lie.
Yeah, for sure. A 2.36 ERA. Beforehand, it was a 5.04. Nobody in the organization or Contreras wanted to have the pause or whatever you want to call it of him behind the plate. But since coming back, he's looked good. And in all fairness, look, it's definitely not all Contreras. Like, the pitching staff has looked better. There's been more conviction. There's been better pitches. They finished guys off, made better pitches with 2 strikes. I think both sides are working together very well.
And that has been the difference-making pitch for Jack Flaherty. Big breaking ball gets J.D. Martinez. He's struck out 3 hitters. And let's check out this nasty pitch from Jack Flaherty.
Yeah, 3 punch-outs in the ball game today so far for Jack. All of them have been on the slider, and the key is down on this one. This pitch backs up a little bit on Jack, but it's down in the zone. That pitch is very effective down there.
So James Outman, the hitter, with nobody on. This will be an interesting matchup. Jack's been down with everything, but Outman has chased everything up in this series. He's 2 for 9 with 4 strikeouts. Got that corner called. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, that right there by Contreras. Contreras, the one that got him this strike. Ended up pulling it back up. Nick Lentz, home plate umpire, gives it to him. And then a nice job there with the cutter to make sure that pitch is in. The key with that cutter from Flaherty, we've seen him get bit with that pitch a little bit earlier in the year. For me, the key is using that thing in off the plate. You use it there to tie somebody up, or you use it in for effect, but it's not to be thrown for a strike.
In the air, shallow center. Drifting out is DeYoung. And he'll reach up and make the grab. Soft pop-up takes care of Outman. 2 up. And 2 men down. MLB is partnering with Crisis Text Line to increase mental health awareness and access to support. For free 24/7 confidential support in English and Spanish. Text MLB to 741-741. Miguel Vargas has had a good series. He's picked up 5 hits against the Cardinals. Vargas, the young Dodgers second baseman. Well, I love how Jack is attacking the strike zone, getting ahead. And as you just said, Brad, getting to 2 strikes and not messing around.
That's it. That was one of the biggest differences, too, in his last outing against the Brewers, is he used his fastball more and he threw it for strikes more. So last outing for Jack's fastball, he threw it for a strike 75% of the time. Just for reference, the rest of the season coming into that one, it was 55%. He jumped 20% in strikes.
And it's so refreshing to see a guy with a good fastball throwing it more and throwing it, as you said, in the zone, in good spots. He's got a good heater today. And he just blew away Miguel Vargas. Jack Flaherty has struck out 4 Dodgers in 2 scoreless innings at home. BJC Healthcare injury report.
Well, Tyler O'Neill has been on the IL with the back. We hope to see him doing baseball activities by late next week. And Dylan Carlson with his ankle scheduled to be coming back from the IL on Thursday. So be nice to get all the reinforcements out. You see these guys taking in a ball game here. They'd much rather be active and playing, obviously, but got to get healthy to help contribute to this club. But the Cardinals in their stead have been playing some good baseball.
Do those matching outfits help you get off the aisle faster?
They do for sure. Dylan better take that hood down quickly. They're not matching anymore.
Arenado didn't get that from Kershaw. 1 ball, 2 strikes. What a run for Nolan. An 11-game hit streak, his longest as a Cardinal and his longest since he had a 12-game stretch of success with the Rockies in 2019. Swing and a shot headed for the gap in left center. That ball is going to get down and bounce off the wall. Nolan Arenado breaks up the no-hit bid. A leadoff double here in the 2nd inning. And a 12-game hitting streak.
Well, when you're locked in, it really doesn't matter who you're facing, how nasty they are, or what the resume looks like. He gets a slider right here from Clayton Kershaw. He misses middle. And Nolan Arenado, he's not missing much of anything right now. Drives it into the gap to get something going.
5th double for Arenado. And now let's see if the Cardinals can move him along and strike first early in game 4. Juan Yepez drives one down the line and over the netting and foul. Strike 1 for him. Why is Yepez in the lineup? Well, right-handed #1, but 2, his numbers against the Dodgers in a small sample size are really impressive. 7 for 21 with 2 homers. Let's see if that button was pushed properly. There's upstairs.
A lot of questions about Gorman. Why is he not in there? Another home run, big 3-run bomb off a lefty last night. It was, in fact, a scheduled off day for Gorman today, as we were talking to Ollie before the game. Got to keep him fresh as well.
Good cut there, but fouled back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And was Gorman's home run last night impressive, and the reaction equally so. He was extremely fired up.
Well, he should be, right? He's having a monster year, but a big spot right there. 1 swing of the bat, 3-run shot, ended up being the game winner. Spiked the bat. You love it.
Yepez takes his timeout and forces Kershaw to reset here. Edman and DeYoung to follow. The Cardinals have the game's first hit, a double by Nolan Arenado here in the 2nd. Good take.
Yeah, right here with 2 strikes for Juan Yepez. Just looking for a productive at bat right here. Maybe drive something to the right side. Just get Nolan over to 3rd.
Kershaw comes set. The pitch skipped up there. Good stop. Well, Smith takes punishment back there as good as anybody. And we got a 3-2 count coming up now. Kershaw has been state of the art. He's not been as brilliant away from Dodger Stadium. We hope that continues here today. The pitch.
Just kind of tells you how good he is, right, when you're referencing his home road splits, and he's got an ERA still in the threes. A 3.64 on the road this year in 5 starts. Still very respectable, but it's not like the 1.13 that he's got there at home.
1.13. Incredible. Fight him one. Way to go. Still 3-2. As you know, one of the issues for the Dodgers in recent days is a very, very taxed bullpen. The starters have not been pitching very deeply into games. They had to use their bullpen a lot last night. We'd love to knock Kershaw out early today as Yepez readies for his 8th pitch. And he pulls it foul at third.
Continues to make Kershaw make some pitches, and you're absolutely right. When you look at the Dodgers, and look, the record is still good. As you've mentioned before in talking to Dave Roberts, they're winning games overall, but not clicking totally as a team. It's Kershaw and Syndergaard. Those are the only 2 starters left from opening day that are not on the IL. Urias ended up going on yesterday with a hamstring.
Yepez down swinging, but what a battle. Took a lot out of Clayton Kershaw to get his first out of the 2nd inning, his 3rd strikeout of the game.
Ended up getting him with a pitch that he had fouled off a couple of times in this at bat. This time the slider down under the zone. Yepez can't get a piece.
So a 9-pitch at bat takes care of Yepez, and here's Tommy Edman. He's had a great homestand. 9 for 17 at the plate, and remember, he was sidelined after a collision with Lars Nootbaar earlier.
Yeah, he is having a really nice homestand, and again, very good against the lefties. 333.
Little flare into left. That's going to get down, and the Cardinals are going to strike first. Edman on his way to second. It's the daily double for the Birds. It's 1-0.
We talked about how Clayton Kershaw likes to use his slider to get in on the right-handed batters. That's exactly what he goes with here with Tommy Edman. But Tommy's able to get the hands to it, get it into left field. It jams him a bit, but just enough to serve this into left and get the Cardinals on the board.
Another reason, Brad, why the Cardinals are streaking. It's not for lack of opportunities. They're finally cashing those opportunities in.
Well, yeah, they absolutely are. Look, this is a team that is, they left a lot of meat on the bone early on in the season, not so far in this series.
Two quick strikes for DeYoung. Let's add on with another run here in the Cardinals' second. 1-0, 2 doubles. On the ground, deep short. Knocked down, throw to third is going to be in time in a collision. Nice job by Muncy to hang in there. And Edman got rocked as he slid into third base. That's the only play Rojas had, and sadly the Dodgers made it. Well done, 2 outs.
Yeah, good play right there at shortstop by Rojas. And you're right, good play by Muncy. That was a risk there, certainly, for Tommy Edman. That ball's in front of you. He tries to read it. Thought he was reading it through the hole there, because if it does get through, he scores easily. But they're able to peg him at third.
Need to get Tommy some football pads.
Boy, he's been taking a beating lately, hasn't he? Lars got him. Gets clipped by Muncy right there. I don't know if they've got pads for all these shots he's taken.
Brendan Donovan fouls one back. This kid could use a hit. He's hit the ball on the button 2 or 3 times in this series, and he smoked it right at the shortstop. And that's exactly where Rojas is playing here. Now 4 steps to the third base side of the second base bag. I wonder if Tommy got spiked, as that's downstairs. Even count, 1-1.
He's holding his wrist there a little bit too, is getting worked on. Chris Conroy, Cardinal trainer, tending to him.
Driven down the line and off to the left. It's 1-2. The one thing we know about Chris Conroy, he will have the right stuff to get Edman back out there defensively.
Always does. Always does. Interesting guy too. Incredible trainer. Also heck of a xylophone player.
Really?
Yeah. No, it's one of his off-season things.
I know he travels with a guitar.
He does. He's a one-man band, really.
Well, goes without saying. I'll have to ask him about that when we hit the charter after a Cardinals victory today.
He
All
might.
Ohio road trip coming up.
It should be a good one. Again, the Cardinals hitting the road playing good baseball. I mean, they've got kind of a swagger about them right now. You know they're supposed to be a winning club, and they're showing it off now.
Two balls, 2 strikes. DeYoung a short lead as Kershaw stares at him and driven out of play foul. All of Donovan's homers have come in St. Louis. We'd love to see him add to that total today. Good take. And that's when this young man is at his best. He has an uncanny ability to command the strike zone.
It really does, and he really takes good at-bats against lefties also. I mean, he's one of those guys you feel comfortable putting in against a little bit of everybody, as Donovan takes his time out here against Kershaw. Just picks up the ball well, and you're right, when he is locked into, he's spoiling pitches, he's fouling them off, he's a real pain in the tail up there for the opposition.
Downstairs, he takes ball 4. So there's an example of it. Left-hand hitter is walked by Clayton Kershaw, and the inning continues. And it is Mercado coming up, who debuted with a bang the other night for the Cardinals. He picked up 3 hits, scored 3 runs, and stole 2 bases.
No big deal. Nice night at the office there. A long time coming for the second-round pick years ago for the Cardinals. Made his debut, as everybody knows, with Cleveland. Found his way back and made an impact.
Two on, 2 out, 1 in. And a swing and a miss. Didn't get it. Strike 1. Pitches piling up for Kershaw. His next will be his 45th, and he's not out of the second inning yet. You know that pitch is coming, and still you can't hit it. It just disappears at the last second.
Well, he shapes it different ways also. I mean, sometimes there's more depth to it like that one. Other times it has a little bit more horizontal movement that really rides in on the right-handers.
Well, let's see what Mercado can do with 2 strikes. Swing and a shot headed for the gap. That'll get down and score 1. Donovan around second. He's on his way to third. He's got the green light. He's going to score. Mercado breaks it open. It's 3-0.
How about Oscar Mercado right here? He said, fool me once, shame on you. Ain't gonna get fooled again, is what he said. He's got a slider, the same exact pitch that he just swung over, and he drops the head, hammers it in the gap, and drives in Paulie D.
That's what Ali said about Mercado. He is such an observer of the game. As Nootbaar digs in, questionable strike 3 ended his first at bat. But Mercado doesn't watch, he observes. And to your point, he figured Kershaw was going to the same spot, wasn't going to be beaten with a third pitch.
You know the tendencies. You know how pitchers like to finish off hitters. 2 strikes. Kershaw goes to that pitch a lot, and he was ready for it.
So the walk to Donovan sets up Mercado, who has had a whale of a series. And Kershaw a little flustered and has had to throw a ton of pitches here in the second inning. Now he's moving toward 50 of them. Good to see the Cardinals offense giving our opponents a taste of their own medicine. A lot of 2-strike damage.
Yeah, no, it certainly is. Competitive at bats for sure. And it's nice to be able to see them too, be able to give that starting pitching a little bit of a cushion. Saw it during that downtime. Offense was slow early. Starters felt like they were walking a tightrope, and unfortunately they weren't great tightrope walkers for a while.
So you're saying they're not the Walendas?
No, they weren't, you know. They wanted to work with the net.
3-0 Cardinals. The bottom of the order doing a great job against Kershaw. This one squibbed back to the mound, and Clayton will lob that to first, and that will retire the side. 3 doubles. That's a great way to start your day, isn't it? We go to the third. Oscar Mercado's first RBIs as a Cardinal makes it 3-0. And now Jack Flaherty has, as you said, that cushion. Let's see what he does with it as we check out our AT&T Fiber fast pitch.
Well, how about this curveball usage? Last time out against Milwaukee, jumped way up for him. A pitch that we haven't seen him use it as much in this ball game. Still incredibly early for Jack Flaherty, but used it overall 23% of the time, 28% with 2 strikes. And there are some days where you just got to feel for a pitch, and he definitely had it. There's a look at one right there. 74-mile-an-hour breaking ball. That thing had so much depth. It was playing really well off of his fastball that appeared to be riding, and that's the thing about Jack. Jack does have an entire arsenal. Like, he can put his fastball, his cutter, his slider, his curveball where he wants to when he's on. But I really liked his usage of that pitch last time.
Did he go? He did not. And the count 1-2. What did you make, if anything, about, quote, velocity gates, end quote, 2 starts ago for Jack?
Well, I don't think that there's no way around it. It looked a lot better last start. I mean, he jumped up nearly 2 miles an hour. So
lifted toward left, bright sunshine, tough play. Arenado going out, glass is gleaming. He can't make the play. The ball is a fair ball. And Hayward gets a gift. He stands at second with nobody out.
I mean, this was a long, long way for Nolan Arenado to go to try to make this play. He's ranging way out into left field. He gets the leather on it, then it catches him in the head. Obviously in fair territory when this happens. The T-Mobile coverage cam, man, that's tough.
Trouble from the moment it left the bat. So Hayward gets a gift double. That's the first Dodgers hit. And now Miguel Rojas will try to move him along.
But going back to answering your question about Jack's velocity 2 times ago as opposed to last time, Jack talked about it. He said he likes to play with the velocity back and forth. I think it's great to be able to do that, but it's nice to know when you need 94, 95, 96 like we saw last time, that it is in the pocket. And we saw more of it last time out. And I think that with that added velocity, all of his other stuff plays better off of it.
Agreed. Agreed. As he enjoys a 3-0 lead, Rojas, the 9th man on the lineup card for LA. No Mookie Betts today, but he is available off the bench, so keep that in mind should this one stay close. Cardinals start play today, 5 games off the division lead. Brewers are in Tampa Bay leading 5-3. We head to Cincinnati next for our first look at the Reds. That seems a little odd to be facing them so late in May. But the new schedule means new realities. No 6 series, I should say, just 4 with your division rivals now.
Yeah, it's been interesting, but I do think just from a baseball fan standpoint, I've enjoyed watching all of these other teams and athletes you don't get a chance to normally see on a given year. I think the one thing that we've had less of in our game, and I don't know if it has anything to do with the schedule, like there's not like bad blood series. It's not like you have a team that you play against like, whoa, wait till these two link up. I think right now in baseball, when you look at it, there's not too many of those. I think Yankees and Blue Jays have a little bit of that going on right now.
Certainly this year, yeah.
But there's not that many of those, so I like the fact that you're seeing a little bit of everybody.
Well, let's start one, and I know just how to do it.
Who do you want?
I'm going to get you to start talking about Cincinnati chili. That'll fire them up.
It's just not good, Chip. That's all there is to it. It's not good. Now, if it shows up in the booth, if it's free, it's me. You know, that's first.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not paying for it.
Full count.
That's
Rojas.
That's just a lifelong thing for me.
Pitch number 8 with the top of the order Peralta waiting next.
I mean, who put spaghetti in it, really?
Sharply hit in the right field, a base hit. Hayward held up for a second, and they're going to hold him. And the runners for LA are at the corners. Nobody out. Good at bat there for Rojas, who has a 4-game hit streak now. And now Peralta, Freeman, and Smith will try to get LA back in the game.
Your Chevy pitch track. It was a 4-seam fastball right there from Jack Flaherty. It's up in the zone, though, and Rojas does a really good job of just hitting it where it's pitched. If he tries to pull that ball, he's got a little ground ball or pops it up to the infield.
Well, you trade 2 for 1 here if you can get a double play. Peralta struck out his first time up. As you know, the Cardinals have been a double play turning machine this year. They've earned 44 of them. And Jack Flaherty has been the leader of that pack. 13 double plays behind Jack.
Yeah, he's gotten a ton of them. And I think that if you're seeing this strike zone here from home plate umpire Nick Lentz, I'm trying to stay down as much as possible. I'd like to stay away also.
Fly ball center. That'll get a run home. That's deep enough. Let's see if they try to tag it first. They won't be able to. Hayward trots home on a sacrifice fly. And Peralta's RBI cuts the Cardinals lead to 2. It's now a 3-1 score. And here is Freddie Freeman. Freeman was retired by Flaherty, who made a terrific athletic play between the plate and third base bag.
Well, Freeman, a difficult guy, as don't get the call on the same pitch that we've seen called multiple times. Freeman is a guy that is very difficult to double up, mainly because he doesn't hit too many ground balls. I mean, this guy's hitting lasers all over the place.
Went around there, though. Wanted the appeal, didn't get it. 1 ball, 1 strike. And to see how the Cardinals want to defend Freddie Freeman. His perfect stroke is a line drive over the shortstop's head. They've got Arenado and DeYoung bunched up closer to the second base bag here. And that's exactly where he hits it. There's 1. There's 2. Another double play for Jack Flaherty, who bends but doesn't break. Freddie Freeman's 3rd double play of the year ends the Dodger inning. 3-1 Cardinals in front. Cardinals and Royals, 25,000 fans on Memorial Day, 21 and up, will enhance their style with the Cardinals and Cubs is June 24th and 25th. Kick off the celebration Sunday, June 11th. 25,000 fans, 16 and up, take home a bobblehead featuring Adam Wainwright in a traditional London Guard uniform. Visit cardinals.com/promotions for all the details. That shot answers our question. Max Muncy was ejected after his 4th inning at bat, so Chris Taylor will take over for LA. And Juan Yepez will lead off for the Cardinals, who lead 3-1.
Well, again, with Muncy, it certainly makes sense. You don't usually shoot out of the dugout like a rocket after an umpire just to talk to him. So new look here, and maybe a break for the Cardinals getting Muncy out of there.
Well, what's bad news for the Cardinals is Kershaw's rediscovered the touch on that curveball.
Sure has, and he's throwing it at the top of the zone, which again is very difficult to pull the trigger on.
Golf foul.
And he's also burying it, Chip.
Yep. He's an amazing pitcher. Has been for a long time. Great to see Kershaw spend his entire career with one organization, just like Adam Wainwright, who we mentioned as far as his big league action is concerned. Just, of course, came over from Atlanta.
Some guys that would not look right anywhere else.
And a swing and a miss takes care of Yepez. There's out number 1. 6 strikeouts for Kershaw.
Well, he showed off the big bender early to get ahead, got in on him, and then finished him with that good slider down and in.
So look down at the Dodger dugout. I'm not seeing Dave Roberts. I wonder if he got run too. We'll check on that as well. Tommy Edman, an RBI double. St. Louis had 3 two-base hits in the second. And Edman has a good cut. Cardinals are getting good swings at Kershaw today.
Well, if you see something in the zone, especially a fastball, you want to be aggressive on it. That's for sure. You want to be able to jump on something before you get to that tough slider down and in. But that slider is what Tommy Edman was able to serve into left field to drive in the first run of the game as he switched places with Nolan Arenado. A couple of doubles in that inning, the first 2 doubles before Oscar Mercado had another one.
Kershaw's retired 5 straight. And the next just missed. 69 pitches for Clayton Kershaw. He's not yet out of the 4th inning. Number 70 too tight. 2 balls 2 strikes. Dave Roberts is now in the LA dugout, so he's apparently still in the game, and he's about to see Tommy Edman reach after Kershaw puts him on. 3 balls 2 strikes, optimistically speaking.
I like the way you think, Chip.
You're the one, huh?
Sometimes.
Payoff pitch. Ground ball to the left side. Taylor scoops, double clutches, and that almost cost him, but he got Edman. There is out number 2. Time to check in with Brad's favorite cat. Here's Jim Hayes.
Regular season, Adam Wainwright 2 for 4 against Clayton Kershaw. Waino thinks that 500 batting average should have put him in the lineup today. He told me, I just told our manager 1 year at Dodger Stadium he had a no-hitter. I got a double off of him to break it up in the 6th. We went on to score 6 runs. I am a rally starter. Chip, Waino says if he got the start, he'd be good for a couple of hits and a couple of stolen bases because the legs are feeling really good of late.
I like the way Adam's thinking. You miss the pitchers hitting, Jim? You miss seeing that?
At first I did, but not really. No, I was a purist. I didn't really like the DH, and I like the strategy involved. But now that I see the DH, I like it. So sorry, Waino.
And Brad.
No, I never miss him.
What do you mean?
Did he hit?
Sometimes. And look, I'm not a big numbers guy, but I got some more, a couple hits, 10, just 10.
Yeah.
All singles. Nothing fancy.
Rio pitch and a strike.
My question is, look, the numbers are there. Is this an analytically driven organization or not? I mean, are we going to lean on the data? Because
good point.
I mean, Waino's got to be there.
Good point. Hit 500 against a guy, you got to be in the lineup.
Well, I think that put together a pretty good lineup. Here's a look at that swing of the bat against Clayton Kershaw. Waino goes down there, gets it. Waino's got some pop. I've seen him hit some monster shots in games, in BP. Took real pride in that.
Kershaw's second walk, 10 career homers for Adam Wainwright. I love the idea that Jason Stark, great writer, has put out there. Look, our game's evolving in every way, shape, fashion, and form. A way of melding both the DH and got a hamstring cramp over there, huh?
Sure did. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
Isn't getting old fun? Out of play foul, no balls and a strike. The double hook. You get to use your DH until your starter comes out of the ball game. Then you get to employ the strategy in your bench and involve the National League style of game. I don't know if baseball will ever bring that into the major league level, but I think that would be fun.
I love the concept. I think, though, since they went all the way with the DH, I don't see them walking it back at all and letting the pitchers hit again. I don't see it happening. I love the idea, though. I think if you started with that, I think you'd have been all right.
You probably wouldn't have the pitchers.
You wouldn't see it anyhow. You're right. You do matchups, yeah.
But that would make your benches more involved in the game.
Yeah.
Hopefully have starters pitch deeper in the game. That ball hammered into right by Donovan. Got a hanger and didn't miss it. A 2-strike knock for him, and the long inning continues for the Cardinals. They're at the corners with 2 out, and Donovan needed that. That snaps an 0 for 12.
Yeah, he definitely needed that. His first at-bat was a good one against Kershaw. Ended up drawing a walk. This time he sees the breaking ball up out of his hand. It's in on him. He pulls the hands in and shoots it right past Freddie Freeman over there at first base.
Well, you get a chance against this guy, make it happen. Mercado did that, his first 2 Cardinals RBIs in the second inning. That made it a 3-0 game. LA got a run back in the top of the third. Chopper foul. Got a pitch to hit, but got the top half. Strike 1.
Yeah, that first at bat for Oscar Mercado. He swung over one of those sliders there from Clayton Kershaw. Kershaw with 2 strikes tried to go back to it, and it was basically the same exact pitch, and it was a great adjustment by Oscar to get under it, get inside of it, and drive it in the gap and bring in 2.
One ball, 1 strike. Well, the reason why the Cardinals have had success against the Dodgers in this series, they have really commanded the strike zone well. At the plate, they have made Kershaw work hard. His 84th pitch. Cardinals have walked 30 times on this homestand. Most walks in the major leagues in the last week.
And that's what happens too when you have a dangerous offense top to bottom. We've talked about it before, the idea of scaring the pitchers out of the strike zone. I think we've seen a bit of that, and as we speak, the bullpen for the Dodgers, they start to scurry. Right-hander Shelby Miller starts throwing.
So big pitch in this game with DeYoung at third. Brendan Donovan at first after an 0-2 single. Whistled past Freddie Freeman. And Oscar will take his timeout with a 2-2 count. Lower third for LA coming up in the 5th inning. They have lost Max Muncy, who was ejected after being called out on strikes. In the top of this inning, the pitch. Fought it off. So Kershaw comes set again with a 2-2. And he missed. So Donovan gets a head start. He's got to make Kershaw throw it to the plate. Full count.
This is a count right here that we see him oftentimes just lean on that slider. See if Oscar can pull the hands in and do it again.
They play him to pull left side, slide step, and he yanked that foul. There's so many things that Kershaw can do with it. You just said change speeds with all of his breaking stuff. He's still got a good fastball. He's got the moving parts delivery, but he can speed that up and slow it down.
Yeah, we've seen him already do that. Sometimes he'll hang in his delivery. He'll stay there. Hitting is all about timing. If you can alter that timing at all as a pitcher, it's a big advantage.
Pitch number 8 for Mercado coming up as the Cardinals continue in the home fourth. Hard hit, throw for a base hit. Mercado does it again.
Oscar Mercado taking advantage of every opportunity that is coming his way. A good at-bat. Tried to sneak the fastball by him, caught more of the plate than Kershaw wanted, and drives this right through the left side of the infield to bring in another one.
Well, don't you love 2-out rallies? A walk to DeYoung. Donovan singles on an 0-2 count. And Mercado, after a 9-pitch sequence, drives home the 4th St. Louis run. Jack Flaherty not happy with the strike zone. Nobody is today. The Cardinals lead by a run. The Marriott St. Louis Grand offers a great room for a great price and includes 2 Cardinals tickets, food and beverage credit and more. Visit MarriottStLouisGrand.com, always a proud partner of the St. Louis Cardinals. 3, 4 and 5 coming up for the Cardinals. Their lead now 1. It's 4-3. And on this perfect Sunday in St. Louis, it's our hope to cap off a 5-win homestand.
And no better way to spend your day, spend your afternoon.
Long and winding road for Shelby Miller, who was a fireballer with the Cardinals organization. He's been around the show in a lot of different spots and now in a different role, pitching out of the bullpen. He's had a good fastball in this series, and he takes care of Contreras and has out number 1.
I think he's going to end up being a valuable member of this bullpen here for the Dodgers. Climbs the ladder with 92 right there. He's got a good slider. Also shows off that split finger as well. Throws it more to the lefties.
Arenado has doubled and scored today. And golfs that ball hard into left field. That's down for a hit. Peralta got there quickly, and it's a hard hit single for Nolan. He's 2 for 3.
But Nolan Arenado, he sees the first thing. He likes it. Fastball down in the zone, middle in, drops the head and just crushes this thing out to left.
The Cardinals will go to their bench. Yepez will be taken down, and Alec Burleson will come on and hit. Yepez went 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts, but had a long at bat against Kershaw in the Cardinals' 3-run second. And so Burleson has been announced. Justin Brule is up and throwing, and Dave Roberts is on his way out, and Brule appears to be on his way in for LA. Shelby Miller faces 3 men, gives up a hit. Cardinals look to add to a 4-3 lead. Budweiser, what's on tap? Brad, it's a crimson confrontation, a scarlet showdown, a River City rumble. Yes, the Birds will invade the Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati for a 4-game series, and all the action starts tomorrow here on Bally Sports Midwest.
Way to sell the drama right there. Like, you got, I'm buying in. A crimson confrontation, is that what you said?
I think so. That's what I wrote down. I don't know if it came out that way. I hope so.
Justin Brule, your Chevy call to the bullpen, the lefty in for his 11th game. He's going to slide it, cut it, sink it. And they're just looking for, the Dodgers are any length out of this bullpen. Again, they have been taxed. Alec Burleson been barreling up baseballs. Got a good count right here.
And sure enough, it's a 3-0 count. Sometimes you think, well, these lefty-lefty matchups may not favor you. I wonder how many lefties Brule actually has retired for LA. See how it works out for the Cardinals. 3 balls, no strikes in a 1-run game, and that's in for a strike. Again, it's a mysterious strike zone for both teams today. Nick Lentz is a good umpire, but if the box is accurate, there's been grumbling from everybody.
Yeah, and it's one of those, as a hitter, you got to be ready. As a pitcher, you can't be afraid to make the same pitch twice because you might get a different call.
There we go. He walks Burleson, and the Birds have 2 on and 1 out. And everybody's unhappy with the strike zone today. Max Muncy got tossed in the 4th inning. Flaherty thought he had strike 3 on Peralta. That led to the 3rd run. But you can't cry about that. You got to move forward, and now you've got a chance to add to the lead. It's 4-3. Tommy with an RBI double. Hammered into left. That's down for a hit. It was hit so hard, Arenado unable to score, but the Birds have him loaded.
Well, the Cardinals have had a couple of allowed singles in this inning here. Bases loaded. Cutter up in the zone, your Plaza Tire Service pitch track. Tommy Edman, he just saw it right out of the hands of Brule and put a great swing on it. 108.6 miles an hour off the bat.
He tomahawked that ball to left, and now a great chance for DeYoung. Didn't mean to, but that costs him a strike. DeYoung has reached twice. He scored twice. Got to get a run in this spot. And they will. Cardinals play it station to station. DeYoung drives home Arenado, and the Cardinals extend the lead. One thing we've noticed, Brad, about the Birds since the Detroit series, they get socked in the nose, they're hitting back.
Yeah, they have counterpunched well. Another cutter here. This thing is center cut, belt high, does a great job of getting on top of it. Cardinals are also not wasting time, not taking strike 1. They've been aggressive. That is a great way to punch right back into this ball game and keep on doing it.
Here are your Cardinal runners. Burleson walked. He's at 3rd. Edman at 2nd. DeYoung at 1st. Those 2 Birds have singled. And now Will Smith out for a chat as Donovan digs in. This guy's got to be feeling sky high. Brad, he broke out of a 0 for 12 slide with a base hit off Kershaw on an 0-2 pitch.
Yeah, he got himself a breaking ball. It was down and in, pulled the hands in, drove it right past Freddie Freeman over at first. He had a good at bat in his first one, also drawing the walk against Kershaw.
Let's see what they do after the meeting. And Donovan took it at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. Always fun to follow the transactions of an opposing club. When Dustin May was injured, they optioned Justin Brule and then brought him back. Base to the active roster. The pitch. Little number back to the mound. They'll go to the plate, and that's all they get. Donovan sawed himself off, and the bases are loaded now with 2 outs.
Well, to the right-handers, you're seeing a lot of the cutters from Brule. To the lefty, he gets the sinker and really just eats up Brendan Donovan here. Does a good job of fielding his position. The flip there to Smith. You need some more here, though, and the right guy, right spot today.
He's knocked in 3 of the 5 Cardinals runs. Oscar Mercado has singled and doubled. So now it's Tommy Edman at 3rd. DeYoung at 2nd. Donovan at 1st. A ball in the dirt might steal you a 6th run. With Tommy's speed 90 feet away, Mercado's got a ton of room in left center. The pitch. 2-0. Make him work. He's got to throw a strike now. Cardinals today, Brad, 5 out of 10 with runners in scoring position. That'll play. They've made the most of their 8 hits. Let him swing.
He's been feeling that one pitch, one spot. Let it rip. Wasn't the spot. Sinker away on the corner. Mercado totally in the driver's seat right here.
Still way ahead in the count. 3 balls and a strike. Sharply hit and into right field. That'll score 2 runs. Mercado having a huge day. A 5 RBI day out of your number 9 hitter. And Freddie Freeman said, have yourself a day.
Look at that. Right off the end of the bat. Poole went with the sinker again, though. Vargas is shading him up the middle, and that liner just sinks right in front of him and ends up in right field.
So St. Louis answers with a big 5th. Runner goes. Pitch a strike. The throw to second is going to be in time. Mercado tried to slam on the brakes, and the Birds tried to steal a run, but the Dodgers snuffed that out. Big inning for the Cardinals. They're up 4 again. I'm not talking to you the rest of this game. 7-3 is our score as we head to the 6th inning. What a day for Oscar Mercado. His career high tying 5 RBIs gets him to 100 RBIs as a big leaguer. JD Martinez leads off. Brad doesn't like my shirt today.
I love your shirt. It picked you. Like that thing was screaming from the closet. Chip. It's a nice shirt. You pull it off well. It's all about the confidence.
Thanks, Rodney Dangerfield. No balls, 2 strikes.
Looks good on you.
Bushwood. Yeah, he went. And JD Martinez is down on strikes. And there's out number 1 here in this. Great job for Verhagen. 2 1/3 innings of spotless relief. And that sends us to the stretch. Shakespeare Day returns to Busch Stadium on Monday, May 29th. When you buy your special theme ticket, fans take home a Shakespeare-themed Cardinals t-shirt. That's cool. Come early to enjoy special performances by the actors from Shakespeare Festival St. Louis. For tickets or more details, go to cardinals.com/theme. No, it's not Romeo and Juliet in the booth. It's Brad and Chip with you. Jim Hayes on his way downstairs to talk to a victorious Cardinal, we hope, afterwards, as we enter the Honda home run inning. If a Redbird takes the Dodgers deep here, we'll see the Gateway Honda dealers donate $1,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Good day for Nolan at the plate yet again. 2 more hits. He scored twice. Funny how that goes hand in hand. When your cleanup hitter cleans up, you do the same in the win column.
That is a fact. We've known all season long that Nolan Arenado, and this isn't reinventing the wheel, he's going to be a big key to what you're doing.
And another base hit to left. 3 for 4 is Arenado.
But as he has heated up, this ball club has heated up, and there's not a pitch right now that he's not seeing well. He's hitting fastballs. That time the cutter down, especially anything down. We know how good of a low ball hitter Nolan Arenado is. Loved seeing his swing. Loved seeing the head down on contact. And his timing is there. We're not seeing him chase wildly like we saw last month.
Alec Burleson came on as a pinch hitter and walked. And that one slings in there for a strike. Burleson was thrown out at the plate on a force play on Brendan Donovan's little tapper back in the Cardinals' 5th inning. This one hammered toward right. Long run for Hayward near the line, and he can't get there. It's off the netting. Oh, and 2. Swing and a miss. High fastball gets Burleson. There's the first out of the inning. And Tommy Edman is coming up. He's got 2 hits. That's the other thing about the Cardinals offense, Brad. In the early days of the season, it was 1 or 2 guys. Now it's 6, 7, sometimes 8 guys that are all contributing and doing it at the same time.
Oh, it's important too. Again, length and relentlessness in that lineup. That's what Ollie talked about all year. He knew that however he shook it up, and there's some pieces that you're not going to move around too much, right? Goldie Arenado, they're not moving around too much. Contreras, you know where he's going to be, but you plug in a guy like Oscar Mercado, who has himself a big day, takes advantage of opportunity.
There's a bolt into right field. That's going to get down in front of Hayward. Edman has another knock. And St. Louis, with 11 hits, has runners at first and second.
Well, Tommy has been, for sure. Tommy's been jumping on anything up. His last at bat, he hammered a single on a pitch that was well above the zone. This time it's a changeup from Suero that is belt high, and he belts it into right.
And it looks like Tommy from both sides of the plate is now starting to lock in.
Totally agree. That swing from the left side, we know how the numbers have been careerly, and they panned out this year against lefties as well, but he's looking comfortable from the left side.
Paul DeJong has scored 3 runs today. He's knocked in 1, and he's got a hit. It'll be nice to put this one on ice with another big inning, this time in the 7th. Cardinals have gone 6 for 11 with runners in scoring position today. And there's a shot hammered deep left field at the track wall into the bullpen. That'll do it. DeJong, a 3-run bomb. It's tough to lose with 10, and that's what the Cardinals have today.
Paul DeJong continues to come up in big spots, make a big impact sinker. Down and in, he goes down and gets it, and Busch Stadium on their feet erupts with a 3-run homer.
Brad, this is the 3rd time in 7 games on this homestand the Cardinals have scored 10 or more runs.
That was next. Boy, tip of the tongue.
Hit a
no.
Wasn't a position player going to Cincinnati.
Oh, I mean, this is the right time for the offense to get hot. And again, you just mentioned it, top to bottom. We still have the smoke there from the fireworks after the home run.
Donovan fouls that away. 10 runs on 12 hits. The Cardinals on this homestand, to my point about all the offense, have 26 hits with runners in scoring position and are hitting over 400 in those spots. And so you get that kind of production, you get those kinds of reactions.
There was about a month where you didn't see too many smiles in that dugout, wasn't there?
Nope.
And the numbers with runners in scoring position, it was something that we pointed to day in and day out of meat left on the bone, just opportunities that the Cardinals did not take advantage of. Well, we're seeing them do it now.
Fouled at the plate. So with that home run by Paul DeJong, it's another $1,000 for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, donated by your Gateway Honda dealers. 1 is fun. 2 or more would be just fine as well. Keep pouring it on here. That one, though, tipped and caught. And that's out number 2 here in the home 7th. And here is Mercado. What a day for him. 3 for 3 with 5 RBIs. He's the 4th Cardinal all time with 5 RBIs while hitting 9th. So Mercado's done it. Chris Carpenter's done it. John Mabry's done it. Any guesses as to who the other Cardinal was?
No.
Wasn't a position player.
Was it Waino?
Nope.
I was a little surprised by the Chris Carpenter one. What about Jeff Suppan? Jason Marquis?
Nope. Keep going.
Okay. I'm just going to name every pitcher that swung it.
I'll save you the time. Bob Gibson.
Bob Gibson. That was next. Boy, tip of the tongue.
Hit a grand slam.
Why not pick the best hitting pitcher first, Brad?
On July 26, 1973. Bob Gibson had a homer and 5 RBIs, hitting 9th for the Cardinals that day.
Well, the only reason I didn't think about that is why the heck was he hitting 9th? Gibby's got a 3-hole written all over him.
So Burger Phone's been used a lot on the homestand. The Cardinals have hit 15 bombs. And that one got a little bit of everybody behind the plate. Check the mask. And the glasses.
That is precious cargo.
Yeah.
Right there. The Burger Phone, I'm guessing it's got its own case. I'm wondering if Alec Burleson is tasked with taking that from places.
Mercado pops that one into center. Outman makes the play. And this game moves to inning number 8. The Cardinals have busted it wide open. Another home run from Paul DeYoung. And the Cardinals have a 10-3 lead. Extended offensive slump.
Well, the hope is for Genesis Cabrera. He keeps him right there. I think this is an important outing for Genesis as well. We saw Genesis really emerge as the dominant lefty out of the pen to the point where they were able to send Zach Thompson out so he could lengthen out to become a starter. Struggled last time, though, a couple of days ago against these Dodgers. 3rd of an inning, 3 earned runs, 2 hits and a walk. I want to see him come out here and dominate this inning.
And for Thompson, it's been a real struggle. No hits in his last 34 at bats. And now over 37 with 21 strikeouts. Yikes. Did it go? Not that time. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, you know this, when you get in a rut like that, that's when you're up there. You got so many things going through your head that raw athletic ability, it just kind of goes away. It's the paralysis by analysis when you get to that point.
So don't walk him. Don't do any favors. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Jason Hayward taken down. He scored 2 of the Dodgers' 5 runs today. LA has but 5 hits. And back our way. And into and out of the upper deck.
Now, are you ready to make a play up here? I've never seen a ball come into the booth up here. I've been doing this that long, though.
We are told it's never happened. And that's right down Broadway, and there's that paralysis by analysis. Looking for something else, and Cabrera pulls the string and gets the first out of the 9th inning.
Well, with a slider right there down in the zone to get him.
We need a fishnet. I'm going to bring back Harry's fishnet.
Okay. There have been a couple that have been just short of us.
Yep.
With the fishnet. Now, you had a fantastic chance to catch a ball in LA.
Yeah, first pitch of the game. I just wasn't warmed up. I wasn't ready.
You got to be ready for the first pitch. I mean, I feel like that's a coaching point over the years.
Well, we'll work on that. Swing and a miss.
I don't need to bring it up. But now there's been at least 2 defensive gaffes in your life that I know about. One as a 17-year-old kid at the 1982 World Series, where you had a ball coming right for you. You had a glove and you shied away from it, and then one in the booth.
That's shot into left by Miguel Rojas. A base hit with 2 strikes. Well, Brad, that wasn't the only time I whiffed in high school. And back to the top of the order for the Dodgers, trailing by 5.
Keep trucking, you know. Turned out fine.
But yeah, we got to get a fishnet up here. Austin Barnes is going to pinch hit. Barnes will dig in for the Dodgers, who head to Atlanta. That'll be an emotional series, as it always is for Freddie Freeman. Then they go to Tampa Bay. To center. Nootbaar on his horse, still going, checks the wall and makes the grab. Barnes gave that a ride, but he's retired and the Cardinals are an out away. That kid can play the outfield, man.
He definitely can. Has to go a long way to get this ball. Just keeps traveling off the bat of Barnes. He's playing straight up center field. This ends up in the gap on the track.
The good ones make it look easy. And here is Freddie Freeman. He was plunked on the elbow his last time and scored a run. And the thing you love about Freddie Freeman is, even as an opponent, he plays every day, he plays hurt, and he plays great baseball. One of my favorite people, one of my favorite players.
He's one of the best in the game in pretty much every aspect of the game.
And thankfully, after today, we won't have to worry about Freddie Freeman in the regular season, because he has torn up the Cardinals here in 2023.
Yeah, I'd rather just watch him on somebody else's broadcast from here on out.
And now Cabrera and the Cardinals are a strike away. Sellout crowd rises as one on this beautiful Sunday. The Cardinals a strike away from their 11th win in their last 14 played. To left, curling toward the line. And Donovan, a great effort. It was foul. It's a ball and 2 strikes again.
Brendan Donovan only knows how to play one way, and it is hard. Goes after this one here, sliding though, and that's concrete right under the padding there. You see Contreras behind the plate saying, be careful back there. Go away, Freddie Freeman. That's 97 on the corner and just spoils it. He's done that a lot in this series, just fouling off tough pitches until he gets something he can handle.
Cabrera tries again with his 17th pitch. Look, I know it's not Freddie Freeman's first rodeo, but Cabrera is not exactly the most fun left-hander for a left-handed batter to face, especially after Freddie got hit by Liberatore, who's also left-handed.
He does not shy away. You don't see, we always talk about left on left, the tendency of the shoulder to open, the hips to open. He doesn't do any of that.
Two balls, 2 strikes. At some point this summer, Freeman will get over the 2,000 hit mark for the Dodgers. As we said, a whole lot of potential Hall of Famers playing in this series. Goldschmidt, Arenado for the Cardinals, Freeman and Kershaw for the Dodgers.
Mookie Betts even maybe.
He's on his way, that's for sure. And fouled away. Betts got the day off today, which always helps. We were joking with Ollie about that before the game. You brought up Freddie Freeman. We couldn't convince Dave Roberts to sit him too.
Couldn't give them both the day, apparently. But the Cardinals have done their thing offensively in this ball game.
That's your ball game. That's your series. That's your homestand. 10-5 is your final score. The Cardinals, Brad, put on an offensive show. That man drove in 5, and St. Louis wins 5 on the homestand and hits the road on a very high note.
And what a day it was for Oscar Mercado. Paul DeJong added the 3-run home run. The bullpen made it stand up, and the Cardinals, with a much-needed, fantastic homestand, looking to carry that momentum on the road to Cincinnati.
10-5 is the final. The Cardinals win their 21st game of the season. It's going to be a happy flight and a happy Cardinals postgame show with Alexa coming up next.